In today's video, we're building an 8-card GPU mining rig for the brand new crypto project Nautilus. Now I could sit here and try to sell you on Nautilus and say it's the next Ethereum or the next Kaspa and that you need to get in on it right now. And I could talk about the tokenomics and the roadmap and why it's the best, blah, blah, blah. But I'll be honest, I know very little about the project. What I do know is that this is a fork of Kaspa and it is GPU mineable. It came out just a few weeks ago and the yields are super high right now. And well, I'm a GPU miner, so let's build a rig and build our bags. Sorry to interrupt your video, but check this out. I constantly get emails from the community asking me about trustworthy hosting facilities in the United States that I recommend. Well, I got you covered. Listen up. A few months back, I visited BlockOps Mining's brand new facility in Central Arkansas. The team there was super professional, knowledgeable, and everyday miners like you and I. After visiting the facility, I sent them a few of my ASIC miners for hosting and have been super happy with their service and communication. Go contact BlockOps Mining directly down below in the video description and tell them the Hobbyist miner sent you for great pricing on miners and hosting. So let's jump into today's build. So in this video, we will be using another 𝐕 case. These are the GPU mining server cases. I picked mine up a few weeks ago, planning for this video for $4.99 shipped to my door. These are GPU server cases. They have high RPM fans on the back and the front, creating a very big push-pull setup. They are ready to go, turnkey. They come with your hard drive. You just load it up with HIVEOS, you slap in your GPUs, and off you go. Is this the Ferrari of GPU server cases out there? Absolutely not. It's not an octo miner. It's not a miner, dude. This is definitely a step down. I mean, you could take a look here. Look, the fan controller on the front is manual. It's got a single push button. It has no integrations with HIVEOS, nothing fancy. However, it's significantly cheaper and you get it for $4.99 to your door. And I've had and used multiple of these and they are awesome. And I'm in love with them. I'm so glad that they're available on Amazon because I don't have to pay for that crazy shipping. So we're going to be using this today. Power supply comes with it, CPU memory in there, and your full riserless motherboard. It fits up to 8 graphics card within reason. If you guys are looking at 40 series, you're really going to have to measure things up. But most of the 30 series have no problem. I've had zero issues with installing graphics cards or making them fit in these cases. However, my biggest GPU is a 3080, and I have that in a standard rig, nothing like this. So if you're interested, link directly down below to the 𝐕 cases. They come in green and also in black. Now, let's talk GPUs because that's why you're here. So why don't we start over here? This is the one we use at the top of the video to kind of reel you in and hook you in. We are using the PowerColor Radeon 6600. These cards are nothing fancy. We're talking the bottom of the barrel. Now, will they work as well as the other 6600s out there that have some fancy backplates and cool LED graphics on them? Yep, 100%. And, well, we're miners. We picked up what we could. So this is very basic, not much to it. Heatsink, cheap plastic shroud with 2 fans on there, and no backplate on the back. Now, where are these from? Because they're sitting in brown boxes. Well, we actually picked these up directly from Amazon. And on Amazon, I actually got these for $189 and they are recertified. You can see over here, certified renewed. Worked out awesome, $189. Now, how did I go over to Amazon and spend $189 on each of these? Well, I actually started my journey over here on Newegg. So on Newegg had the exact same GPUs. They were calling them renewed or refurbished for $159. Well, I bought 5 and they were entirely out of stock. So I was like, dang it. I really didn't know until I got to the end of my purchase. So I went ahead over to Amazon quickly, got them purchased, spent $30 on each of these, more than what I did over here. But we are ready to go with our 8 6600s. So let's get these unboxed. It's not how big it is, boys. It's how you use it. All right, look how small these are. I love it. I love it. So I really do love when you can get 8 cards that are identical. It just, man, I get it. Back in the day, I just kind of did mix rigs, whatever I got my hands on. But now it is so nice to install identical GPUs. So these are all refurbished, as I said, but man, they are in fantastic condition. Look at this. None of the fins are bent. There's no dirt, no grime, no rust. These are in fantastic condition. Love it, love it, love it, love it. So we're going to get these 8 GPUs installed, but first I want to tell you why. Why did I go into 6600s? Well, first off, it wasn't because I was focused on Nautilus as the project, because it's running on a fork of Kaspa. So 𝐒𝐫𝐵 going to be real easy to mine on whatever you want, you know, GPUs, whatever. I actually bought the 6600s because of the fact that all of these other newer coins that have come out recently have been on the 𝐒𝐫 algorithms, and the 6600s have been great on 𝐒𝐫. I have a number of these already. I already have 12 of them up and running currently on a variety of 𝐒𝐫 algorithms, and I thought, hey, let's grab ourselves a few more, and especially, you can't beat the price. So before we get GPUs installed, we have to get HIVEOS installed. So we're going to be removing the MSATA hard drive right here that comes with the V-Tratu case, and we need to plug it into our computer. So there's this really great adapter that will go ahead and remove it, plug it into the adapter, and just plug it directly into my computer, and it's going to look just like a USB hard drive. If you guys are like, whoa, 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 can you give me a step-by-step tutorial? How do I do it? I have one of the best tutorials out there for installing HIVEOS on MSATA drives, on solid-state drives, on USB drives. I created it well over a year ago, and man, thousands of you guys have checked it out. It has helped so many people, and I'm so glad. I'm even considering making a new video of it, but I'll link it directly down below. It walks you through it step by step as a beginner. HIVEOS is installed. We've decided to go ahead and name our rig Gyarados, kind of going with that water theme. I name all of my GPU mining rigs off of legendary Pokemon actually, and I thought, all right, let's stick with the water theme. Alright, is she the prettiest girl in the class? Nope. But will it mine me some crypto? Hell yeah. So we got all of our PowerColor 6600s installed, looking good. Oh man, I love how uniform things are. Did go ahead and tie back our tails here. Nice thing is they just use a simple 8-pin, so we tied back our additional tails, which is nice. We got everything cleaned up away from our fans in the front, which is exactly what you want to be careful of. Guys, our Gyarados rig for Nautilus is ready to go. So first thing we're going to do is I'm actually going to turn down the fans, and I'll turn them up so you guys can hear how loud they can get. Let's hit our toggle switch on the back. Moment of truth. Oh yeah. So we're powering up right now. We got some blinky lights. That is a good sign in there. Our fans, let's take a look, are not going yet. So let's come over here. Yep, turn them up. Let's crank it. You ready? Oh man. That is in the front. Oh my gosh, you don't even need GPU fans. And in the back, that is awesome. All right, let's turn that down. Way too loud. There we go. All right, well, it's been hours, not gonna lie, and we have a bed graphics card. So on one of the ones that we got from Amazon, surprisingly, and I don't know if my camera can show it, it's actually right here, just a little ways in, on the PCB. I'm gonna try to move it back and forth. There's actually a scratch. It almost looks like an X. I don't know if you can see it with the camera. I'll try my best. But it is the graphics card. I spent quite a few hours troubleshooting this. When the graphics card is slotted, and it doesn't matter what slot it's in, trust me, I've gone through it. I've moved the graphics cards. I've tried different PCI cables. When the graphics card is in, HIVEOS will boot, and then it only goes so far. Right after it says loading AMD drivers, before it actually boots up entirely, and it sits, and then eventually the machine actually goes ahead. It actually says like starting service, and then it just hangs, and then it's not pingable, and you can't access it or anything. I even went and grabbed a different graphics card, like an NVIDIA card, put it in there, and it boots no problem. So I went ahead and ordered another one as a replacement, and we're going to go ahead and return this one. So let's get back on track. Let's get this booted with 7. I wanted to show you guys this. So what is this? Well, most of you guys know this is a hashboard, right? Well, this is actually an Bitmain Antminer L7 hashboard. This was actually the one that went bad and that I did a video on not too long ago. Well, it's back up and working. And huge shout out to the team over at BT Miners. They actually offer repair services. And I really didn't even know that. I wasn't sponsored or anything. I just found them online because I really didn't want to send this thing all the way to China and have to wait, what, months and pay a fortune to get it repaired. So what did I do? I actually found BT Miners offered repair services right in New York. So I looked it up online, filled out some information, wrapped it up and shipped it up to New York, and bam, it's been 3 weeks. They sent it back. It needed a few chips replaced and some resolders, but we're back up and working. So just wanted to give a huge shout out. We did get our D9 from BT Miners, and wanted to give a shout out to BT Miners for offering repair services stateside. Go check them out. I'll put a link directly down below, directly to their website. Tell them I sent you. Maybe it'll save you a few bucks. All right, guys, it's actually the next day. Troubleshooting that GPU took like 2 hours to nail that down, and I just didn't get a chance to go ahead and wrap up the video. So let's do it right now. So jumping into HIVEOS, we have 7 out of the 8. I have the other one on order. Should be here in a few days, and we'll get that up and running. So our Gyarados rig ready to go in HIVEOS. However, we don't have a wallet. We don't have a place to mine to, and we're not ready to go with our Flightsheet. So first up, let's go ahead and get our Nautilus wallet set up. So if you go over to their website, nautilus-network.net, cool looking website. It's got the submarine on there to go with the Nautilus theme. You can read all about it over there if you're interested. However, a few things that need to keep in mind about the project that we talked about. KarlsenHash. It's a fork of Kaspa. All right, cool. You can run it off of GPUs. Awesome. Outside of that, other things you need to know. Doesn't use a lot of watts, and they have a web wallet. It's not a core wallet. I prefer core wallets a little bit more. Granted, web wallets are a lot less work, but core wallets give me more control of my crypto and my wallet. So if you're interested, up top, you can go ahead and click on web wallet. That's going to bounce you over to their site right here, and you can go ahead and select new wallet. And in about 30 seconds, you can set up your wallet, write down your recovery seed phrase as well as your password in a safe place, and then circle back to the video. So do that now. All right, you got your Nautilus wallet and you're ready to add it to HIVEOS. So in HIVEOS, let's go ahead, click our farm, click on wallets, and in the upper right hand corner, we're going to click add wallet. Once you do that, for our ticker coin, NTL is going to be for Nautilus. You're going to select that. For the address, you're going to paste in exactly what you got from the web wallet. Simple, easy to go. Now, I always like to name mine to give me an idea as to where that wallet is. So I'm just going to do Nautilus web wallet. This helps me to track it down when I'm looking it up, and we're going to hit create. Awesome. We are on our way. Next thing we need to look at is what pool. Where are we going to mine to stack and make our crypto? So if we go over to mining pool stats, if you're ever looking for new coins to mine, that just came out. On the left-hand side, they have an option for new coins. Click there. And once that loads up, you can see they show ones on here as early as 5 days ago that dropped. This coin is a little bit older, down at 22 days right here at the bottom, shows KarlsenHash. So let's click there, and it's going to bring up all the pools that are available. Shows right now at the time of this video, which is on March 21st, that there is 1,355 miners out there. There was like a couple hundred not too long ago. So this is slowly building up more and more. Now, there's a variety of different pools over here. I don't like to go for the largest one. I like to spread out that hash rate. So for today's video, we're going to use miningforpeople.com. I've never used this pool before, but why not? Let's give it a go. Simple interface to use over there. They do show you your stratums as well as your ports. Makes it super easy. So we know our pool and we know where we're going to mine to. Now, before we go ahead and set up our Flightsheet in HIVEOS and get mining and set up overclock settings, where do we sell this stuff to? So it's not supported on TradeOgre yet. Keep an eye out. However, it is on 𝐓𝐸X. 𝐓𝐸X is a well-known platform, does not require KYC. You can convert from Nautilus to USDT. So go over and check it out. Right now, at this time of this video, which is on March 31st or March 21st, it's going for 2.5 cents, give or take. So go over and check it out. There is a platform available. I've used 𝐓𝐸X before and had a lot of good luck with it. So let's jump over to our rig. And we are going to go ahead and set up our Flightsheet, get it mining, set up our overclock settings for our RX 6600s. So under Flightsheets here, we're going to create a new Flightsheet. For our ticker, we're going to type in NTL. For our wallet, when you click on it, it automatically gives you the wallet that we just set up. For our pool, mining for people is already listed in HIVEOS. If you decide to use another one, you'll just select configure and miner. Once we select mining for people, we're going to do SSL, and we're going to select here USA low differential there and hit apply. Next, we're going to pick our miner. Now, it doesn't know we're associating this with our Gyarados rig yet, so it's recommending 𝐓𝐸Miner. However, 𝐓𝐸Miner is only good for NVIDIA GPUs. So I know LOL Miner does well on KarlsenHash, so that's what we're going to go with today. So I'm going to do show all. I'm going to type in LOL Miner. Bam, comes up. However, you're going to want to hit setup miner config. And this isn't super overwhelming, so hang tight here. You just have to fill in the boxes. So wallet and worker. So we're going to go over the I button, click on the wallet variable and put a period. We're going to go over the I button here and go to worker. Next field is asking for worker name. We're just going to highlight worker name variable and we're going to paste it in there. This is pools from HIVEOS. For our pool and server, go to the information bubble, click on URL host. For port, click on URL port. And for password, we're just going to put an X in there and we're good to go. So let's get this up and mining first with 0 overclock settings. That's the thing I always recommend. And then we'll come back in just a minute and we'll configure our overclock settings. So apply your Flightsheet and I'll see you back here in a minute. All right, so we are up and mining right now with 0 overclock settings. So let's take a look at how this rig is doing. So we're averaging about 365 megahash, give or take, per GPU. In the software, it says we're right around 42, 45, 46 watts per GPU. And it's telling us our total consumption on watts is 310. Well, this is absolutely wrong. This is an Octominer, so it doesn't have some of those proper sensors in place. Taking a look at the wall right now, this rig is doing about 636 watts. So it's very important that you do have some type of watt meter. If you guys need one, I'll put a link directly down below to one that I use on some of my basic rigs like this in this situation. You really need to know how many watts it's actually using at the wall. Don't believe HIVEOS all the time. So we're up and hashing right now. We're about 2.557 gigahash right now on Nautilus. So if we jump over to the pool is always delayed. It's always going to take some time to update. We'll refresh it right there. It says we're at 1.8 gigahash, but we've only been up and running for a few minutes. Over here, we can adjust our minimum payouts as well as keep track of our miner. Their pool, nothing fancy, has a nice little GUI UI to it. It'll do the trick, especially with this young coin. So our next step is to look at overclock settings. So if we jump over to hashrate.no, I always recommend this as a good launching pad into overclock settings. So we're going to pick GPUs in the upper left-hand corner. We're going to type in 6600. and we're going to go down to the very bottom. Now, Nautilus is second right now when it comes down to profitability. It does range and go back and forth. I do not chase profitability per day, per month, per week. I mine what I think is a great coin to build my bag with, and then I move on. However, some of you guys are big ROI fanboys, as well as looking at profitability per day or per hour and swapping up. Not my cup of tea, but to appease some of you guys, we'll show it off here. So you can see our profit on this is about 31 cents per GPU per day on the 6600s. Now, let's look at hash rate. So for hash rate here, it's telling us we should be about 485 mega hash, and we should be around 38 watts. Taking a closer look in here, we do have some overclock settings, 1900 on our core clock. Now that's a core clock lock. We do have our memory clock lock at 950, and finally 700 for our undervolt. So let's get some of these settings put in place for our 6600s. All right, so it's been a few minutes, and I'll be honest, I spent quite some time looking and finding good overclock settings, and we started out with hashrate.no, and I wasn't really too pleased with the overclock settings, so we did some research, and I found a great other content creator that has spent the time, energy, and effort to find some really good overclock settings for KarlsenHash. So huge shout out to Ovalboard Tech. He has a great video. I'll link it directly down below on the 6600. And that is actually where I found these overclock settings, which have worked really well. So if you remember previously in the software, we were at about 300 watts. We're now down to 142 watts in the software. Well, what does that look like at the wall? Well, now we're just shy of 400 watts. So we've dropped 236 watts total, and our hash rate is still very competitive, putting us at about 304 to 305 mega hash, 398, as I said, for our watts, which is super, super impressive. So we're mining Nautilus on KarlsenHash. Is this going to be the most profitable thing in the world? Is this going to make us rich? I don't know, but we're going to spec mine it. We're going to fill our bags, and we're going to hope that this has quite a pump in the future. That's going to wrap things up for today's video. I'm going to leave links to the Nautilus project directly down below, the web wallet, as well as the pool that I'm using. Finally, if you liked any of the hardware in today's video, maybe it's the VTRET 2 case, maybe it's the PowerColor 6600s, maybe it's that little adapter that I used for the case, feel free to check the links directly down below. Keep in mind they are affiliate links, so they will go ahead and give me a little commission on the side. All right, guys, happy mining.